My name's Glenn Illing. I'm the CEO of Roslin Technologies. Roslin Technologies is a joint venture between the University of Edinburgh and Milltrust International and JB Equity. It's a unique collaboration that brings together science, finance and an industry network, and we commercialise the unencumbered research, intellectual property, core capabilities and know-how of the Roslin Institute of Dolly the sheep fame. One of the benefits, we have one project where we work with animal stem cells. So what we do there is we take a cell from an adult animal, we can then regress that back to embryonic state, and then we can induce it to become any cell of the body. Companies can then use those cell lines for drug discovery or for genomic work, for gene editing and things like that, and it avoids the need for vivisection. So those products can be produced without vivisection. We do a lot of genome sequencing and whole genome sequencing. That's a technology which in the past was incredibly expensive. The first animal that was whole genome sequenced was a cow, and it cost £54 million. In Edinburgh University, that same whole genome sequence, we can do that for less than $1,000. So it's an enormous difference, and we can bring that benefit to farmers looking at their herds and understanding performance and improving that performance using that technology.
One of the trends in the sector is antibiotics. Antibiotics are an issue because many antibiotics or many diseases are becoming resistant to antibiotics. So there's various ways to tackle that. One way is to develop vaccines or other monoclonal antibodies that can tackle that. And another way, which we're actually focusing on in Roslin Institute, is creating disease-resistant animals. So those animals are resistant, completely resistant, if they become infected, and then you don't need the antibiotics. So it helps to increase the health of animals and then also the production of those animals as well. We have a project called the Frozen Aviary. What the frozen aviary is that we extract the primordial cells, the stem cells from chickens and other avian species as well, and we can freeze those down and preserve those for centuries, even for decades. So what we can do is animals that are looking to become extinct, we can extract the primordial cells, freeze them down, and then when the animal does become, unfortunately, expires, we can then take those out of the freezer and reproduce those animals back and put them back into the wild. Well, there's a massive increase in the population in the world, so there's more and more people that need to be fed, and that means that there's more agriculture that needs to be produced. There is only a limited amount of land, so the agriculture needs to be have better performance on that land. There's a problem with carbon footprints, that there's an association that animal production is producing greenhouse gases, so we can work on reducing the food conversion rates, which has a direct impact on manure production and the greenhouse gases. The big competitive advantage is that the Roslin Institute is considered one of the world's leading universities within animal biotechnology. So the scientists that are based there really is the competitive advantage. We also have a lot of connection within industry, not just in the UK but globally. And so by bringing those two together, having the contacts with the industry, getting new technologies coming out, we can actually de-risk investments into these new technologies.